All right, welcome to a bonus episode of Making Picks. Happy New Year. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? I know we just saw each other for the last episode, but here we are with another bonus holiday special. What's going on?
Happy New Year. So I think we'd be a little remiss here, just like we kind of did last week here. It's New Year's Day, right? So we got to talk a little college football, right? I mean,
Mhm.
traditionally you've always kind of had these big kind of bowl games here. I've always been a big fan of the Rose Bowl. A little kind of disappointing that you don't necessarily have the Rose Bowl Day parade or that setting kind of in Pasadena, California. You don't kind of have that setting where I just kind of remember and where when the game kicks off here, it's almost like sunset, and then by like the fourth quarter, it's full kind of I like that kind of the whole scene. Of course, I'm a little bit of a bigger fan of Big Ten football in Michigan, given well. Even though that they haven't sniffed the Rose Bowl since who the hell kind of knows when, but it's New Year's Day here. Let's kind of talk a little bit about the Rose Bowl. I know that the two
Mhm.
big games of the day besides the Rose Bowl is the Cotton Bowl, but let's kind of stick with a little Notre Dame versus kind of Alabama. And before we kind of get into the game here, again, it's an. I mean, by the time we get through all this stuff here, people are gonna fucking think that I'm the angriest human being on the face of the planet here. But there's just a lot of things that piss me off in the sports world here. And again, you're my therapist. This is why we do a lot of these things so that I can get all the shit that I need to get off my chest and have kind of a little bit of fun with it here. But like really, and I mean this with full sincerity, is this the best that college football can kind of offer us? I mean, is there that big of a disparity between the number one team and the number four team? I'm not talking about the number one team and like the 25th kind of ranked team in the country. This is Notre Dame. This is the
Mhm.
number four team ranked in the country. This is a BCS playoff game here. And Alabama on a neutral field. They're not playing at home. This is on a neutral field, not in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Neutral field, Arlington, Texas, Jerry World. It's still, I don't know,
Mhm.
I guess it's the Rose Bowl if you want to kind of call it that here. Neutral field, they're favored by 20 and a half fucking points here.
Wow. Wow.
20 and a half
Well,
points.
I mean, let's face it. Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, these are the big schools that really have the draw. How long has it been since Notre Dame has been up in the mix? It,
I know people are always going to come back to me and say, all right, well, if you don't want Notre Dame in the game, who do you want in the game here? Like, I don't know, dude. Um, I'm not going to kind of answer that. I guess you can kind of make an argument for a lot of teams. I mean, yesterday we actually kind of got into how Florida sat out all these freaking players for the Cotton Bowl here.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if it's going to be something kind of Texas A&M or obviously after kind of seeing Florida, and I know that they lost their SEC championship game a couple of weeks ago as well. Here, I'm not going to kind of make cases like that here, but it's to me, it's an embarrassment, and that's what I would actually be posting and blasting on every single billboard or something like that. If I'm Kelly, the Notre Dame coach here, I mean, the country thinks that you're shit. You've what are they 11-1 or 10-1? Whatever. I think they're 10-1 or something like that here. Great kind of season. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is just kind of too much for them in the last game that they actually played, but they did beat a Clemson team without Trevor Lawrence at home.
Mhm.
I think they're a much different team today than they were 8 years ago, which was the last time that they got blown out by Alabama in a BCS game. They lost by 35 points, 42-14. Again, that's kind of 8 years ago. I think the team has the ability to be that much more competitive. But let's kind of be honest. Although they're better and improved team here, if they can't freaking run the ball and show some type of ball control in the Rose Bowl game, this game could be over at the end of the first quarter here. From an Alabama perspective, here you have two Heisman kind of trophy kind of candidates in the quarterback as well as kind of the big kind of some kind of wide receiver here. They're going to score points here. From a Notre Dame perspective here, it's cliche here, but their best defense could be offense and ball control here, or else this game could suck, but it's Notre Dame and it's Alabama and it is kind of like the Rose Bowl here. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I definitely fully agree. And I mean, it's what it is. In college football, they pretty much crown the top two teams, and it's just a matter of getting to that game and seeing, where it leads from there. Um, it's there is no parity in college football like there is in the NFL, where you can see the Jets beat a decent Rams team. College football is all about just the big guys beating up the little guys. So um,
But like
that's kind of
I just don't get it, and I'll kind of like use a couple weeks ago. You had Ohio State play Northwestern in that Big Ten kind of championship game here. On both sides of the ball here, um, it's like 20, 25 kind of pounds. You kind of taking a look at the Ohio State offensive line averaging, I don't know what, like 325 pounds, and the Northwestern guys
Mhm.
kind of like in that 301, 304 kind of range here. I just don't get it. If you're a coach and you're a Division I football coach here, get yourself some fucking fat asses, put them on the line, and let's kind of go here, because I'm tired of kind of watching these blowout kind of games. Now I thought Ohio State played kind of like shit like a couple weeks ago, and they finally kind of just outpowered Northwestern in like the tail end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. But you're looking at something very kind of similar from an Alabama and a Notre Dame game perspective here. It's I don't know. Not a big Notre Dame fan here. I'm not a big kind of like an Alabama fan either. But it's fucking New Year's Day. Let's be honest. Like I'm still kind of not going anywhere. You're gonna have like a whole bunch of food here, and you're gonna be watching kind of like college football for the whole entire kind of day. So give me something to watch here. If I got to turn this game off and start looking for movies at the end of the first quarter here, I'm going to be pretty fucking pissed off.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But well, so I mean, how do you react when you get challenged? People are coming at you for your picks
Yeah,
this
yeah.
week.
Well, this is the first time we're making some college football picks. Obviously, we saw what we did when I made my NBA basketball picks for the first time. I'm doing better from an NFL perspective. But needless to say, here you're going to challenge me, you're going to challenge you, you're going to challenge the show, you're going to challenge statement games. I mean, I don't see anybody else kind of like ponying up their picks here and waving their banners and flags, saying, "Hey, you know what? Look at me here." So you know what? Here, you're going to continue to challenge us. Just understand this: when you're messing with us, you're messing with.
All right, there we are. So let's jump into our picks. Um, so why don't you kick it off? You're the passionate one on the subject, and we'll start placing picks.
All right, I let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so I really like the kid kind of like on Alabama, the wide receiver, Devonta Smith. So I'm going to lock in. I mean, they're going to move the freaking ball at
Mhm.
some particular point. They might not do it as long as they would kind of like to a point where they're putting up 55 points in the game here, but they will move the ball here. So give me Devonta Smith over 90.5 receiving yards.
All righty. And you know what? I think you're absolutely correct, and this is going to be unmatched. So I'm going to say Alabama easily goes over 43.5 points.
Okay. All right. Well, if this screws up our picks, to heck with it here. I'm making
Mhm.
this pick more from a fan perspective, and I want to fucking see a game. And
Yeah,
the only way that it's going to be a game, in my opinion, is if Notre Dame has some semblance of kind of like a running game.
sure.
So I know we're gonna be placing it high, but hey, you know what? These are the breaks, especially when you have me picking first, and there's no other way. This is being locked in
Hmm.
as a number 7 pick here. So give me Williams on Notre Dame going over 80.5 rushing yards.
All righty. There it is. So I'm gonna say that this game, I think it's gonna be very Alabama focused, and I think even if Notre Dame is able to keep up with them, Alabama's gonna try and run away with it. So I really like the idea of them winning by over 19.5 points.
All right. All right. All right. So you're getting a break. The last line that I saw was 20.5 here on Statement Games. You're actually getting a point break or a swing here. So
Mm,
that's actually not a bad pick considering that you're getting a point kind of like in your favor. All right. So let's see here. I'm rounding this out here. Or I'm rounding out with this is my last pick. All right.
yep.
So again, some type of ball control from Notre Dame. So more from a fan kind of like a perspective or pick here. I'm not comfortable in taking Notre Dame kind of like with the points here, but if I'm rooting kind of like for a close game here, I just hope that there's not enough time for Mac Jones, the quarterback of Alabama, to throw for over 350 yards. I mean, hopefully, maybe kind of like Saban, if he's up by a lot here, give some of these other kids kind of like a chance. Give them kind of like a memory. Let them kind of like let the second string and third string quarterback take some of these fucking snaps in the fourth quarter. But yeah, Mac Jones, lock it in under 350 yards pass.
All righty. And for me to round this out and wrap it up, I'm gonna say that the total is gonna be high scoring. So we've got Alabama really kind of running away with it, and that's gonna make Notre Dame have to move the ball, have to win, score some points just to make this a football game and not just NFL versus Pee Wee. So I'm gonna say total points are gonna go over 66.5. And that rounds out our picks. I mean, how confident are you with this, Mark? Do you think we've
I'm
got a
not confident at all. I'm picking kind of like with my heart on this one. I'm not a big Notre Dame fan here. I've kind of like come to hate Alabama, like a lot of people have kind of probably come to hate like the Patriots just because it's pure jealousy, and I'm
Mhm.
tired of like seeing them kind of like win a lot here. So I'm kind of like picking with my heart here. It's New Year's Day. I'll make kind of like another little kind of like special offer here. Anybody who's willing to try StatementGames.com, very simple, StatementGames.com. Find this in the App Store. Join the Alabama Notre Dame game, Rose Bowl or Sugar Bowl. I don't care which game you actually go ahead and play. If you go 10 for 10 with your picks in any of these particular contests, go 10 for 10 with your picks. Again, I am coming to the table with $100. I'm going to send you $100 if anybody can go 10 for 10 with your picks, under the condition that you make a referral. Same thing like Christmas. It's New Year's fucking Day. You're going to be around
Mhm.
people, distant cousins, aunts, uncles, family members. It's the last kind of like a holiday before you start kind of like officially having to turn the page on everything and getting back to work kind of like on Monday. So let's enjoy kind of like the holiday. There's not a better way to enjoy the holidays by watching sports and of course playing statement games. Hope everybody stays safe. We'll catch up with you next week, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, I mean, congrats to everyone for making it to 2021. First off, but make sure you're following at Statement Games on all social media. Uh, Subscribe to Statement Games YouTube channel so you get this show and many others. And of course, play statementgames.com. With that, Mark, hey, congrats for us making it to double digits of episodes, making it to 2021, and here's to a great year ahead of us.
Yep. And by the way, just everyone, little recap. It's free to play, so we're not asking
Yep.
for anything kind of crazy in terms of a deposit, a credit card, social security number, something like that. You log into Statement Games with Facebook, Gmail, Apple ID, a valid email address here. We're just a game, different twist on fantasy sports. Hope everybody has fun with it. I will catch up with you next week.
Yep. All right. See you, Mark.
All right. Take care.